Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Studio 44. I apologize for the long absence. As I've mentioned before, we are working on a podcast, and I've spent a lot of time on that. But softball has wrapped up, baseball has wrapped up, the three different leagues that I'm playing in there. So I should have more time to get back on and get more videos going. I do plan on spending a lot of time on the podcast, but with baseball, softball over with, and opting not to play fall ball this year, I should have more time to bust out the old PS5 and get back into Stadium Creator. We're going to start with a gentleman who has popped on two different videos of mine and requested a stadium to be showcased. And for whatever reason, I missed him until this past weekend. So I want to get to his, and then I have a couple other requests, and we'll see where that takes us. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we're starting off with a stadium from Wally74W. Gibson Park 23 in Detroit, Michigan. Altitude is 2,000 feet, so you're going to hit some bombs. Built in 2023, but it gives me an old school vibe. Obviously, Tiger Stadium, the old school stadium, and Ebbets Field, especially the way the upper deck kind of wraps around behind the batter's eye. But yeah, it's obviously new because it's built in 23. But look at this, free beer. Is it free beer if you hit it here? The Hit It Here Cafe. That's cool, putting it on the glove, giving you kind of two targets over there in right field. I've never been a big fan of the scoreboard just because I never know how to use it, but it fits in perfectly here. It looks great. Good use of signage over here. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe it's free beer in the whole park. We got another free beer sign over here. Cool little fan area up here with this little canopy. This is one of the newer things, right? This prop right here. Not that one. This, what the heck? This one, there it is. Scoreboard down the first base line. Gibson Park 23. Is this Kirk Gibson? I know Kirk Gibson did play for the Tigers at one point. Behind the home plate looks really cool with the luxury seating up here. Using a scoreboard for the facing. I like that a lot. Looks pretty cool. More free beer signs. Yep, there's our contributor Wally74W. Yeah, cool old school vibe to it. I like having the little mini scoreboard out here. And this is another scoreboard, but he hit it to use the signs. I like that. That's where I've always given props to the Stadium Creator, is how you can like hide parts of props, to highlight a different part of that prop. Like this one here too. You got the MLB Now, but there's all these other signs. So we kind of hid those with these plants. It looks really good. Yeah, I like how everything's nice and tight in the outfield behind the batter's eye. Cool little, it's almost like a bleacher section out here, even though it's, regular seating. But, yeah, this is just a really cool stadium. I love the roof. I don't know if you can get up on that roof with the ball. How deep is it down the line? 330. So, yeah, that'll be a poke if you want to get one on the roof. But, yeah, super cool. The second deck curves all the way around, which is awesome. Especially when you only have, the third deck in the home run territory. I don't know why, but it's cool to have the different layers like that. Fantastic work. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the way the lights are set up, but I'm sure it works, lighting up the field. Let's take a look at it at night. I like how they have the shadows of the flags. That's really cool. It'd be nice. I always use Stadium Creator for the Ricky Davis League, but it'd be nice if they had flags with other teams on them. I know Yankee Stadium uses that. They have flags all around the stadium with other teams in the major leagues. So that's kind of cool. He's got the pinwheels from Comiskey Park over there. Yeah, this field looks great. Big buildings on the outside of the stadium for scenery. Fantastic work. Wally, I'm sorry. I promise next time you request a video to be showcased, I'll be much faster at seeing the request and getting it done for you, because I'm very excited to start getting more of these requests. For the most part, I've just been finding stadiums in the vault that I like and showcasing them. So thank you again, Wally. Great stadium. Good chance I'll use it in the Ricky Davis League here and there. And we'll move on to the next one. Up next, we are heading east to Charlotte, North Carolina, Truesta Field, altitude of 1,500 feet. Also, going to give you some good distance on your home runs. Built in 2022. This one by Sandman Dan, another gentleman who requested a stadium. Actually, he put 3 in. We're going to go with 1 today. We're going to save the other 2 for a future video, which, like I said, I'll have more time. I'll get them in sooner. So here we are in North Carolina. This is a fantastic stadium. I love how he hid the pool with these walls, which is one of the newer props from the last year, right? The trees and the MLB Now sign over here in right center field. This is one of my favorite flat batter's eyes, so good choice there. Green seats, I dig. I love it. I love it when you don't just go with, bleachers out in the outfield or seats in the outfield. Cut it off using the deck just to kind of get a different look, like Camden Yards did that out in right field. Now, granted, sometimes that can cut off the view, but they warn you of that when you buy the tickets. I know in Camden Yards, if you're sitting in right center field, they'll tell you when you buy the tickets this has a little bit of a restricted view. And, maybe if you're sitting right here, you're not going to get to see all of left field. But you know what? It's fake people, so who cares? And it looks really cool when you're playing in this stadium like this. He's got the bleachers out here in right. This plaza level seating kind of blends into the field level seating. That reminds me of the Astrodome, and I think old Shea Stadium used to do that. I loved. Actually, I still love them. This deck out here with the curvatures. And he added the curvature over here with the wiffle ball field over here. I think that looks so cool. Great job. And the clubhouse seating attached to it. Super cool. 24-hour parking across the street. Parking's always a big deal when you're going to a game. Great plaza area out here. Reminds me of Jacobs Field maybe in Cleveland. Super cool. North Carolina. I'm not sure if they're in talks to get a big league club, but it's not my favorite grass selection, but the quirky outfield. Is this a template or did you create this one? I don't. Either way, I like it. It's quirky. I like my quirky home run dimensions. I love this deck over here cutting off the left field bleachers or seats, whatever you want to call them. Oh, that's great. Cool little concession stand right up here with some picnic tables. Fantastic idea. Of course, he's got the stairs showing where people can get in there from. Again, oh my gosh. I really love to be able to have seats, people sitting at these cool picnic areas. 3 levels. This is another thing I noticed that he did that's a cool idea. He put plaza level seats in the upper deck. And that gives you a bigger area where you can put a roof. I always have a problem with some of my roofs if I use upper deck. These little pillars or whatever you want to call them, they tend to hang off into nothing. But if you use that wider plaza level seating, it gives you more room, and I think it looks a lot cleaner. So great idea there. Let's take a look at it with the lights on real quick. Fantastic. Well lit. I can see that this concourse area is also well lit. Looks beautiful back here with this little garden in center field. I like that a lot. The city in the background is well lit. Man, gorgeous city back here. Well done. Excellent work. Wally, again, I'm sorry, this isn't Wally. This is Sandman Dan. Again, I apologize for taking so long to get into your stadiums. I've been waiting so long to get requests from people, and I finally have them. And here I've spent a lot of time on my podcast, and it's going really well with my brother and my nephew. And I'll have a link to it later on. But man, what a great stadium. Thank you so much for sharing this with me, and I'm happy to share it with everyone else. And hopefully, you'll see this in one of the more popular download sheets or pages in the vault. Great work. Let's move on. Okay, we're going to wrap up viewer requests in Portland, Oregon, where we have Ironport Stadium, old school, built to 1957, altitude of 49 feet. So you have to be a good hitter to bounce it out of this park. I love center field. That's what caught my attention. This is another viewer who posts a lot on my videos, and I'm so glad he's a viewer and likes watching my videos. Thank you so much. I finally just looked up his screen name or his user ID and picked out my favorite stadium, and this is the one, I think. It's got some cool targets. It's nice and tight. Very clean looking stadium. I always love my big walls out in the outfield. Hey, he's got the windows close together. How do you do that? I can't do it. I can't get two windows together. It always reds them out. And it's not memory. It's not a memory thing, but I don't know. This looks great over here. This bleacher section that kind of gets cut off by the wall looks fantastic. Great customization of the door to get you behind the bleachers or into the concessions area. Beautiful work. Great, great, great job over there. And then, of course, you got the regular seating. I think this is what, upper deck? Yeah, I think this is upper deck seating. Over the big fence. Got the Coca-Cola sign up here. Coke is it. It's better than Pepsi. That's right. I've said it. This looks fantastic, too. This was very custom, using a bunch of, what are these signs? Yep, MLB signs to kind of create that arch. Great idea. Again, major props to SDS Studios for allowing that kind of stuff to happen, for you to be able to put them together and blend them together. And it's a great addition to Stadium Creator tool, where you can blend them together and move them around together. Otherwise, you got to create it all over again if you decide, uh-oh, I don't want it there, I want it back a little bit. But yeah, cool stadium. It looks a little short. No, 307 down the line, but it jolts right back to 330, so it's pretty standard. I'd like to see if you can get the ball up on the roof or up in this area here. Great idea to add the shipping containers as kind of a facing to the upper deck. I like that a lot. Using the old school water towers, a perfect fit for this stadium, and the old school like warehouse building in the back. Got the parking lot behind center field. Looks fantastic. That must be part of the prop, right? Oh, this is a parking garage buried, right? See, it was so smart of them to make you be able to do that, to kind of use different parts of the props that you want to. And oh, look at this. Got the racetrack back here. I like that a lot. Super cool. Oh, there's even little, it backs right up into the stadium. That's awesome. So cool. Spent some time on the outside of the stadium, of course, too. Now, this is a fantastic idea. This is a scoreboard, right? Yep, you just flip that around, and it looks like a perfect entryway. Beautiful. Put the turnstiles right in front of it. Fabulous. Using the scoreboard again as a kind of sign. Pretty much custom. Oh, that's a great idea. Very custom play-by-play booth or scores, official scores box, whatever you want to call that area. This looks great. Great work. I'll have to bust out more of his stadiums. Again, making his own tunnels to and from the stadium. This is a cool little upper deck, this bleachers. Fantastic. Let's take a look with the lights on. Again, this isn't my favorite grass pattern or grass color or style of grass, but I understand the choice. It definitely makes it look a more old school, and this is obviously an older school stadium. So beautiful, beautiful work. You guys make me so jealous when you get so creative like this. Great parking lot back here. Stadium with a little city with a bunch of buildings around. Water out there with the Pittsburgh Bridge. Beautiful. Fantastic work. Thank you so much for allowing me to showcase your stadiums. If you have another one, Arch, I'd love to. You have so many. Uh, Let me know which one you want. We've been back and forth in comments, but I'd like to hear which one you have. But Ironport Stadium, this is the one that stood out to me as my favorite. So, yeah, Arch, if you have another one that you want me to see, please feel free to post it, and I will showcase it ASAP. I got one more to show you, and it's one of mine. So here we go. Okay, heading over to Chicago where we have United Airlines Field. This is a stadium that I build every year for MLB The Show and Stadium Creator. I use it for our team, the Chicago Hitmen, one of the better teams in the league. I've showcased the 22 version of this stadium before, but I made some changes to it, and I wanted to know what you guys think. First of all, right in center field, I have the luxury seats behind the batter's eye and over this new bleacher section, which is also new. It used to be field level seating. Over here, this is pretty much the same. I just added this little walkway. I probably should have put a door or something in here, but I guess I didn't get to that yet. I added some concessions underneath. I used the light poles as structure to keep the seating up because they don't give you a good enough. They have that new one, that new little beam or whatever, but I prefer that. So I also use the cell phone tower or the radio tower, whatever you call that thing right there. I like those changes. Kept the Texas Hill in the center field. I kept the little plaza area out here with the arches kind of, taking you out of the stadium. I think it's a little bit closer. And, of course, you still have the ability to hit the ball across the street and hit the headquarters of the stadium. This is where all the team offices are and all that stuff. I added a scoreboard and the, electric banners out here. I added some. Well, I always had seating up here, I think, but I think I just dressed it up a little bit nicer. And of course, I have the plaza level seating leaking over, so you can drive underneath the stadium. Of course, I still have the fountain underneath. Did I put the lights under here? Yeah, I got lights under here. I've got the plaza level / luxury seats built right into the building. I always like that look. I kind of borrowed that idea from someone in the original Stadium Creator, one of the first stadiums that I remember liking that I found in the vault. But I think I added this. I don't think that was in the original version. And I added the light. Of course, lights weren't available in the first version. This building is just different from the get-go. Did you guys notice that? I noticed that back there. I don't think that stuff was there before. But this building is just a little bit different, so that's good. And I blended this building into it to kind of hide the gap that I had over here, and I think it turned out pretty good. I think it looks all right. But I'm pretty happy with the changes. I always liked the stadium. This is the only stadium I've ever made that you can find in the most popular page in the vault. I was very, very, very happy to see that it showed up. It was in deep in the last version of the game, but it was downloaded enough where it made it, and I was like, yay! But I think a lot of my problem is most, if not all, of my stadiums don't have the ability to play online because I make them too quirky, and I just even changing this over here, like if they have it blending into the wall, like like if they have the slant instead of the sharp, change in height, that makes it so you can't play the game online. And I don't like how that looks in a lot of cases, so I changed that, and automatically the stadium's done. I used to have trees lined up along this walkway, but I went with these little garden areas instead, boxed in. These fans I have here, using the idea that a lot of people have where, you have seats right up against the home run fence, but the problem is you can't have the fans there. So I tried to pull off the old backwards, just to have at least some people there, and maybe they can see. But maybe in a real game, I haven't played this game that much since I built this stadium or finished the stadium. So I got this little niche over here where you got some picnic tables. I had the I think I got to finish these, but I have the more of the gardens or boxed in areas going all the way down. Pretty standard behind home plate and center field. Again, I don't tend to spend a lot of time there just because I don't see these areas in the game that much. Of course, as always, hats off to people who do. And here you go. Here's an example right here where if you use the upper deck prop, you tend to have the roof leaking off a little bit in order to make it work. So maybe from now on, I'll use that plaza level as upper deck like he did, because that's a great idea. I spent a lot of time on the city in the background. I think it turned out good. I didn't light up the city in the back, but I mean, I think MLB The Show naturally made that look a little bit better. So hats off to them for that. Here's the stadium at night. I apologize that I always have so much more to say about my own stadiums, but hey, I created them. You know, I know the backstory to, you know, why I decided, you know, to make the changes that I did. But tell me what you think. Is this your favorite version of the stadium, or do you like last year's better? I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to fix those gardens and re-upload and try not to mess with this too much, because I think part of my problem is I upload the stadiums and then I decide to make changes and I re-upload them. So instead of having like one version of the stadium where people can download, there's like 13 different stadiums that people download. So maybe I'll work on that. That's all I have for you today. I'm going to do a new video. I came across a few anomalies. Am I saying that word right? Some stadiums that I don't understand. I don't know how they were made. So I'm going to put them out there and see if you guys know how people did it. It may be some kind of hack. I don't know, but I would love to be able to use these options myself. So that's a little teaser for my next video. Make sure you subscribe and like so you know when that video comes out. Hit that bell so you get the notification of when that video comes out. And I'll explain what those anomalies. I can't talk today. I'll explain what those oddities are. Maybe I should just say that, oddities. What those oddities are, and we'll go from there. Respect the Pick, my podcast with my brother and my nephew, is live. We are up and running, and I feel like we're starting to catch our groove. Things are starting to fall into place. We've been doing a lot of live streams and had a lot of fun with it, and I hope that you guys have as much fun listening to it as we do making it, because it's been a blast. A lot of nerd culture, a lot of pop culture, a lot of things that irk us, you know, a lot of things that make us mad, frustrate us. We talk about a lot of our passions, a lot of the things that we feel are underrated or underappreciated. And we've also busted out a lot of shorts. I do a lot of movie reviews because me and my wife go to the movies all the time. And we just have a lot of fun with it, so I hope you do too. So check out Respect the Pick if you have fun watching these videos. Thank you so much for watching this. Don't forget to leave your username and your stadium name in the comments below if you want to have a stadium showcased. Again, baseball, softball is over, so I should have more time. I should be able to get to them quicker and get these posted faster. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.